Okay, I would like to call the meeting to order. Um, we don't have anybody, somebody want to say a little prayer or just move on to the Pledge of Allegiance? Let's do move the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Here tonight to discuss with Monroe County of the 911. I can't remember off the top of my head. What do we pay monthly? We pay monthly.
So my understanding, and I'm sure everybody here probably knows, there's been a little change with 911. It's now under the supervision of the Sheriff's Office. The Sadie is the director of 911, so we're working very closely on that. It is my understanding, in looking through the contracts, that the city was paying monthly for law enforcement, utilities, fire, and they didn't pay for ambulance services, but they had it listed, but they weren't paying for ambulance services. As far as 911 goes, basically we put this call log sheets together and divided it up by entity to try to determine what a contracted amount should be. And we also looked at other fire departments that we're servicing and kind of compared call volume with that. And we wanted to have some open discussion with you all about that, and see what your thoughts were, and also wanted to maybe probe a little bit on things that may have been promised or things that you were interested in seeing happening with between 911 and fire department. And
Okay. Well, I'll start the conversation out. I think I'm the one that kind of brought this up because this board gave me the job or the task to contact around the department to see what they made, their salary and all the facts we could find. And in doing that, one of the questions that was asked was, do you pay for dispatching?
Mm-hmm.
I've never found a fire department around here that was paying for dispatching. And I know that we're in a unique position because we're parts of 4 counties,
Sure.
But, and I also did a test run a few months ago. The thing that, like I live in Marion County, I dial 911, it goes to Marion County, and then they dispatch. They send it to you all because you're central dispatching. I don't understand, and I'm not a 911 person, I don't know, but I don't understand. Back when I was fire chief, we could be dispatched from each separate county. Like Marion County could dispatch us, and now Marion County is actually doing Rawls County, and you all could dispatch us to Monroe County calls, and Shelby the same way, and Shelby's, I guess, are still back up for Monroe County.
Yes.
And we're running, since we've taken this over, money is an object, it's something like all of us. So I'm trying, or the board's having trouble trying to understand why we're even paying for dispatching.
Sure.
That's where we're at. So.
Sure. So I think a lot of counties that are surrounding us have a 911 tax that funds their 911 dispatch center. And way back when, there used to be a board that controlled 911.
I was on that, yeah.
Yeah. And at some point in time, that went away. I think there were money issues there. I really don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember either.
But so the county actually took over the operation of 911, and it's been operated under the purview of the county commission for several years since then. With that also comes the expense to the county. Yeah. And that's paid for out of general revenue funds mostly. There are some funds that come in. There are some telephone taxes, mainly landline taxes, which have dwindled drastically over the years. There's not like a cell phone tax or anything like that. So the way that we've been able to operate is through general revenue, through income, through some of those phone taxes, and through fees to the entities that are serviced. Fire departments tend to be on the, as far as the fees, on the lower end of the spectrum. Just because all of our fire departments are volunteer, we understand that money is a concern. So we definitely want to be fair to both parties. And I think in the long term, as we look down, I can't speak for everybody at the county, but my vision would be in a couple of years trying to get things squared away, and then seek out a tax to be able to fund 911 and maybe even put a board back together for 911. But the situation we're in right now, money is an object for the county as well. So that's why we are where we are currently.
Do you see where we're at? Because I talked to Paris Fire Chief, and he's not even paying, he said. So
Paris and Madison both have contracts with 911, and
so do they pay a dollar amount?
So I can tell you that I've been in charge for a very short period of time.
Okay.
I can't tell you over the last couple of years what they have or haven't paid.
Okay. Well, we're going to meet with Marion County next week sometime to just to see what we can do. But I'd like to know for sure if Paris is paying. And it's not a fair comparison because Marion County would be Marion County, and they say they're not paying, and all the other departments around are not paying. So our question is, why are we?
Right.
And let me ask you a question. So you're providing the service to other departments, and you don't know if you're getting paid or not?
So 911 was taken over by the sheriff's office about 2 months ago.
2.5.
About 2 months ago.
Okay.
So we're fairly new into
Okay,
this.
just like us, yeah.
What we did find as we went in and started reviewing contracts and stuff is that we did have several contracts that were expired. The county clerk's office was taking some of those payments. I know they're receiving payments, but the fire departments are set up because of the amount they pay on a annual payment, whereas I've seen payments come in from ambulance districts in the city, which are sometimes a little more frequent than the annual payment.
Okay. Yes.
So do we know how much we were paying? I don't even know if the city knew how much we were paying.
Around, I think we were paying around $2,800 a month.
A month is what
For the fire department?
For the fire department alone.
Um,
I mean, don't quote me to be exact, because it's pretty hard to get figures out of the city.
Sure.
But and looking at your call list, there's a lot of calls.
I can tell you from my review of the call log, obviously I've got to sit down with the city as well. The city did call me and indicated that because of the tax and the changes that were happening with the fire department, that they felt like the fire department should be paying their portion, and then the city would continue to pay the remainder. But as we divvy out those calls, that amount that you just mentioned seems high to me for the fire department.
Okay. Well, I guess because I'm the board president, I'm speaking for the board, but we're looking not to pay if that's the way it's going. But we first have to find out to make absolute.
We have to find out what we will pay and what we can afford to pay.
Sure.
And we have to find out make sure that all the entities can pay this. We may be just we have to leave it, but that's why we wanted to meet with you all first, because you're the central dispatch force now, and that's who we've been paying for as long as I can remember. As long as 911's been existing. Right.
So, and what you've looked at so far, have you come up with a number that for what you would like to see us pay?
So my my thought. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. We did not come in with a contract today, just because we wanted to have the conversation first. But let me make sure I'm not telling you wrong. Sometimes when I speak from memory,
Gets me in trouble all the
yeah.
time.
I understand.
You'll be looking at me and say, that is not what you said the other day.
Yeah.
Making me nervous already.
I have too many.
Pushing a lot of buttons.
Too many windows open.
I hope you're not adding things up.
That's
when
what
I'm
I was
doing.
wondering. I was getting nervous.
You know, obviously we'd have to dig in, so I mean, I can throw a number out there, but it may vary slightly once we've done the figures, but I was,
So in this call list
yes,
that you have here,
yes.
if it's a transfer, will it say so?
I don't know, I don't think so. It might,
And
some of them might, it kinda depends upon the dispatcher and how it's coded.
it'd be interesting just to know how many were transferred.
I can look to see if we can find that information.
When you say transferred, do you mean like Marion takes the initial call and?
Was it transferred from?
815
another
Park
county,
Street,
you know?
Monroe City, 911 transfer.
And we may be able to do that here. And then
Is
maybe
that what that
find out
means?
where they're-
I guess I'll ask you. That just happened to, like this one.
No, we can't do that here.
So, yes. However, they may indicate it's a transfer, or it may transfer, it may be domestic disturbance or car
Oh,
fire, and it may
okay.
code it that way.
I got
So-
you.
so
I
it may
got
I
you.
not
see what you're saying. It's however the dispatcher logged it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
understand
that. Yeah, 'cause see, there's, you look through on descriptions, that's where I saw the transfer. I've seen it a couple different times, so.
I guess the main objective is, we're not paying them. If we don't pay this month, you're not gonna cut us off, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. And in looking, just throwing out numbers, and don't hold me to this exact, but based on the percentage of calls within Monroe City, my thought is probably gonna be $7,000 or less annually.
Manually, so that's,
We're looking to pay nothing.
Yeah.
And I know you gotta exist too,
Right.
but if what we'll have to look at is
so it's $585
a month.
a month.
What we'll have to look at is.
Didn't you just say our 750 was too high?
I thought you said.
No, we said
No,
26.
27 to 2,800.
Oh, I
That's
thought
why.
you said 750 was a big number.
No.
We'll have to
You come
look
under
at
that, 5.
how many calls actually come out of Monroe County, and how many calls actually come out of the rest of the counties to see, and we have to see what they say.
Yeah. What was our percentage of calls?
So you're about just a shade less than 10% of the total calls. Of course, the PD has the more.
Well, obviously, right.
There's 4 transfers right there.
The ambulance has a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So about 10% of the calls.
The PD does about 3,500 calls a year. Ambulance does probably 1,000, 1,500, and then what the fire department was somewhere around
3 or 4.
350,
385,
400.
yeah.
350,
385.
385.
My concern would be the way we go, 911, if all the entities are gonna be paying their fair share, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is my concern as well.
Right. So when you get those, you evidently don't have all those numbers together right now.
So is Monroe County, go ahead, I'm sorry, Ralph.
All for the city of Monroe City, the city was paying all of that, and they were
Yeah.
paying a monthly fee.
Right.
So what we're doing now, the contract with the city, just expired the end of last month.
Mhm.
And with the tax and everything happening with the fire department, we're doing a new contract with the city.
With the city, right?
And also, we're hoping to do one with the fire department to keep that, revenue the same. I think the other thing we should mention is the revenue is not, the contract, to the best of my knowledge, has not been increased over a period of several years.
Several.
Long time.
Yeah, because I
But-
think it's the same as when I was there, and it was that way for several years before I left.
Mhm. I think,
It's around 65, 60 or 65, I think, a year.
yeah, and I think it's been like that for pretty close to 20 years.
Mhm.
And,
No
and
increase.
I can tell you that the costs for operating the center have dramatically increased. The budget for 911, is probably, well, I started in 2006, and I guarantee it's doubled since then.
But, you know, and I know you've heard this before, there's not a damn thing you can do about it, but also your dispatchers are also jailers too, correct? Or are they still, have they changed that?
So they do go up,
I know they're not, they still dispatch, no
yeah,
problem
they go up
there.
three times a shift for
Yeah.
meal service.
Yeah.
And, our
And they don't, I know they don't leave it unattended.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that, so.
So was there 2 dispatchers on any given time? or-
Yes, yeah,
I just wondered.
yeah, there's two on all
Never
the
been
time.
over there.
Yeah, well, feel free to come over and take a look, anytime you want to, any of you are welcome to come over, and, we've been, making some improvements here the last couple of months. Actually, the last several months, there've been a lot of things going on.
Well, what do we want from them? What do we want to give us, any more information?
Well, I think we need a solid number to go by before we make any type of motion.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna do anything tonight other than,
Agreed.
it's an informational meeting, and like I say, we meet again with Marion County next week.
I don't know, I haven't heard anything on that one.
Okay.
Was that something you were gonna try to do? Touch it,
Okay.
look into for us?
I can try to.
Well, if you,
Try to get a contact number
if not, I can call,
and see if they're
you know,
available or whatever.
I can call.
Is that
Contact.
John
You let me
Nema's
know
still,
what you
or-
want me to do.
No,
Or not Nemus, but, that,
my fault.
But
thank
then-
you.
I was gonna say, it was my call, is it
It
still? on?
was, I was,
Yeah, it's my call.
Still?
yeah,
I guess he's still there. I don't know.
I'm assuming.
But unlike the city, you know, the city's a different animal. They got night calls and,
Mhm.
you know, night dispatching and stuff, and everything that we do is by page. It can be by page, correct? Is that right? From them? And if they need you individually, they could page you individually or whatever it could be, call.
I think one of the.
Or
other-
radio, no,
One of the other things to consider is, moving forward with, you know, if you're gonna stick with the same infrastructure as far as radios go. Cause we have started moving some of our stuff to digital and to MoSwin systems. The sheriff's office operates completely on a MoSwin, a digital statewide system.
Mhm.
You know, and for some of that, obviously, we've had to upgrade equipment in-house, as far as dispatch to do that. If we were, you know, are there any thoughts of doing any of that with fire departments? Obviously,
are we digital now? Nope, okay.
Or analog.
I think every frequency we service is analog with the exception
Okay.
of the sheriff's office.
Do you all have CAD up there yet?
Have
We
CAD,
do.
we've had CAD,
Where it'll push directions out through the I am responding and all that?
so, I'm researching the I am responding, but we have 3 grants that we're working on right now that have to do with mapping and, with Next Gen 911, being able to take all the calls in digitally, instead of through the, regular phone lines. It's basically, we're taking all the copper lines out. It's gonna be like voice over IP, text to 911. some of those types of upgrades. But Rapid, you jumped in here because you know this better than I, but is I Am Responding, is it part of Rapid? Or-
Yes. It is Rapid SOS, which is upgrading. They will be upgrading. They're gonna do overlays on the maps where we can see your jurisdiction. Paris,
Mm-hmm.
Madison will be able to see the layers of jurisdictional areas. The I Am Responding, do you guys use it? Do you like it?
It comes and goes. Like, you don't always get it, but when you do get it, I know, like, I can hit the map part of it and it'll send me to that county road.
Mhm.
But, you know, it won't give you like that pinpoint area of where it's at on that county road.
Is it like a CAD program? Is that what it is? Kinda?
So I Am Rapid SOS integrates with our CAD system.
Oh,
So
Rapid SOS, okay.
So,
Yeah.
which is part of I Am Responding. So basically, when they get a 911 call,
Okay.
it pings the location on
Yeah.
the map. And I Am Responding is supposed to pick up that
That
information
ping and
along with
give
the
you-
call information, and get it on a cell phone or some sort of device. Which is another thing to consider when you're looking at contracting and other agencies dispatching, whether you can have multiple agencies dispatching to the same I Am Responding systems or not. To be honest, I don't know.
And we also use e-dispatch that is based here.
That's when I was talking to
Sorry.
Blakely, she's working part-time for us up there.
Mhm.
She was explaining some of that. The other thing I'd like to mention, not to get off course, is we really like to hear who's responding to the station. Because it lets us know that, you know, how many pages we, you know, if we don't need to send out 3 pages if we know who's responding.
Right, and that was the thing we talked about kind of last night. So we only like the officers to really call in, try to
Right.
keep that radio traffic down.
I understand that, but just to pop on there and say, I don't know how you guys' numbers run.
In the past, you know, and I mean, I'm speaking in the past here. When I was a firefighter here, you know, the officers had the radios, but when we got in the truck and we were going in route, we would say, engine 1 responding, 4 on board.
And
You know,
you still do that.
Yeah, I don't know what they do, but that way you're not having all these calls coming in on the radios.
What I'm talking about is that when we have radio silence, if it's just
Right,
one officer responding.
Because what is it, every 2 minutes you start that second page?
Yes, sir.
So then you have that other page if no one answers.
Right.
And then after that, I guess you just go ahead and you mutual aid,
Yeah.
right? After.
We will respond, we will ask the officer if they need mutual aid.
Alright, and I did talk to the guys last night a little bit after that 3rd page. If none of us had called in, then they are allowed to call in. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I just,
We got
you know,
18
it helps
of them, so.
us to know whether we need to be on alert to send mutual aid. If we don't know how many's coming, we don't know, should we go ahead and send them out?
I don't like everybody having a radio calling in, trying to call in
Mm-hmm.
after the first page. Cause one person calls in and 3 other people try to call in. Well, you're only gonna get one person because everybody's walking on everybody.
Right.
Everybody, so.
And
We
you
just
may,
like having the officers, like 1, 2, 3, 13
Okay.
responding. And then
Understandable.
and you may have 5 firefighters call in, but no officers.
Right.
Right.
So,
Do,
I don't know. That's up to them.
do we get any feedback from the I Am Responding in the dispatch center?
Not right now, because I think they're so busy doing the upgrades and stuff right now that they're pushing everybody to the back burner to do, you know, to get the answers that we need to get this I Am Responding working properly. That's one of the grants that it's pulling that in, the Rapid SOS and the I Am Responding. And so they're gonna do a big upgrade. And, hopefully I'll have more information when I can reach out and actually get somebody to talk to me at length.
So that I responded, is that something we pay for or something they pay for? That's what, something in your system?
Something in our system, but I believe that it was,
Did you, there was a cost share to some
Yeah.
of those at one point in time. I don't know about the I am responding. We've got fire text, which the other agencies are using, and I know that you guys probably do you still use that?
No, we don't still use it. We
Used
did.
There was a cost share, I know, on the fire text when it started. I'm not sure. how
I
that
think that,
I am responding.
I'm not real sure, I've only been at this 2 months, guys, so you'll have to forgive me. From what I understood, though, is that Corey, when he was in office, he had said that we would pay for the first year, and then you guys, you guys would have to start paying for your own. Were you here when he said that, or, okay, was that how it went?
That's what he said. I don't
Okay,
know
but,
if it
so I'm not
falls
speaking
through.
out of turn here.
I don't think the entire department has I am responding either. Is there a way to get a list of personnel that signed up on it?
I'm sure there is.
Well, I would ask, when you put together a dollar figure, explain to us what it's for. Okay,
Yeah, kind of
because
itemize it.
you're talking
Right.
about stuff, we don't know who pays for what.
Right.
Okay, and
And honestly, I'm still finding stuff out every day. New things that I didn't know and new things that need to be handled. Cause there's a lot that went by the wayside and nobody has handled it for, some time.
that's the same excuse we get from the city.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
this is not, it's not an excuse. It's,
I can assure you that we are not intending to
know that.
use that
I
excuse
know.
for very long.
I just have to.
cause if I mess up, I'm first one to say, I did it.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
get it.
The e-dispatch,
I shouldn't have said that.
I don't know if I'm assuming we pay for e-dispatch.
I believe so.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Don't know
And do
that
you
either.
like e-dispatch? Is that something you like?
It seems to be working good.
It's reliable.
It is.
I would really like to have the I am responding to where you just hit it and it sends you where you're going, pulls up where you're going. Cause there's a lot of guys here that didn't grow up in this area and they don't know,
Sure.
still don't know roads and stuff like that. Where I grew up, here for 32 years, I know
Right.
pretty well where I'm going, who I'm going to.
When I started at dispatch, that was the only thing I knew was
Google
maps. Cause I'd lived there for so long. It's like, I know where everything is here.
You don't have the paper maps?
Yes. Some people don't even know how to read those.
Or holler on the radio and ask for directions.
Yeah.
One of these grants, they did go through and started doing some geolocation on our county roads. I don't know if any of you have tried to put in an address on a county road, but if you get too far off a blacktop, it's probably not taking you to the right place. Even through like Google Maps or Garmin or so that stuff's being updated. We have what's called Field Ops. I don't know how many of you have heard or seen of that. It's connected to a CAD, and it does turn-by-turn directions in the car. But we run into the same thing.
So when you get a new address in Monroe County,
We-
you got a CAD program that
We
prints it
do.
out?
We do.
I'm assuming you probably mail that or email that or something
It's
to
a
the
program from
office.
SDR. It's called Go To It.
Okay,
And, of all the things that we could save money on, I'm gonna spend that money on that.
sure,
Cause that's amazing. It's amazing.
sure. But when you get that new address, do you email it to like the fire stations or whatever it is so they can,
We don't, but, you
I
know,
don't know
that's,
why, I mean, I don't know why you would.
do you guys have a general email up here?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It used to be.
I'm working on 24 hours into this. So.
Yeah.
I feel ya.
We'll find
Yeah,
out.
we certainly could send some of that, but when it's plotted, there is a system that they go into when there's a new address that's plotted, and then it becomes part of our GIS information there and within the courthouse, and which is connected.
Well,
like that.
I feel like we're on the same page. We just both wanna do what's fair, and that's
Mhm.
what it amounts to. And we're just like you all. It's money. I mean, we don't wanna take any money away from you all, but in the same sense, a fire truck costs us $1 million, so.
Sure.
And we're just looking at it all, and I think we all understand that, so.
We're all on the same page.
We are,
you
we
know,
are.
I don't think anybody's here to drag anybody down at all.
No, not at all. You all got a tough job, and unfortunately, a lot of your job relies on how much money that you can get, which is just like the rest of us.
Yeah. You know, we do seek out grants as much as possible to try
Sure.
to do upgrades, but you know, revenue is what keeps us in with the technology that we have and all the technological improvements.
It's hard to keep up with all the technology, I'd say.
Yeah.
Very hard, especially for small communities like us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looks like to me that we'll be waiting for you guys to get back with us. And we won't make a move until we get all of our facts we can. And we've got other trying projects right now, and we just want to make sure we're not cut off, you know?
Yeah.
No, I've been wanting to meet with you guys for a while, just
Yeah.
you know, cause I don't know anybody in you know, in these areas.
Yeah.
So it's been, and when I got called, it was like, yeah, let's do this.
So are you new to dispatching or
Yes.
managing? What's your
No,
biggest-
management,
She has a lot of management experience.
I've had lots.
But new to dispatching now.
New to dispatching,
I'm sure it's mostly management, you know?
yes.
So I think I would propose if everybody's in agreement that we put together a contract based on the numbers and submit along with an explanation of
Sure,
services. That way you've got something solid to review.
sure. That sounds
good.
absolutely, with no promises, we're accept.
Sure.
Understand?
Sure.
Okay. You don't know till you know,
Right.
because we're looking for nothing.
We understand.
How long do
Okay.
you think that'd take, John?
Honestly, I don't think it'll take very long. I've got the contracts on my laptop. We were just kind of finalizing numbers, and we have to have one to the city pretty quick.
You got
So-
her email? You know how to get hold of her? She knows.
I've got her cell, so we
Okay.
can
Yeah.
communicate.
So when you get it together and you want to set a meeting up, just get a hold of her
Sure,
and we'll take it from there. Sound okay?
Okay.
great.
Sound
Very
okay,
good.
you guys?
Yep.
You guys got everybody that needed information?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Material there.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
greatly appreciate you coming up
No problem at all.
or down or whichever way you can.
Right.
I came up, he came,
I came from
he
a
lives
couple
here.
blocks over.
Yeah, he comes.
Yeah.
Why didn't you
You're the one
stop
that had
picking me
travel,
up?
I don't mind
Could've gave me a
either.
ride.
Not on days like this.
All my life I've traveled like that. I just get in the car and go.
Oh, it's good. You come to Monroe City more often. How about that?
All right,
I wanna get with you all too on protocols,
absolutely, yes.
updated and everything.
Yes, yes, yes.
Last time we did it, I guess, got lost or something.
Don't
Let's
forget
do
your
that.
sunglasses,
Yeah,
Joe.
that was-
Yeah,
I
you
got
call
my
me when
last
you have
pair.
time, and I'll make time. Okay?
Probably got a plane it everywhere, don't you?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Good seeing you.
Nice to
Take
meet
care.
you all.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Just call me anytime you want. I knew you were Brandon.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Safe trip.
You can go out this door if you need to.
I can go out this door?
Yeah. Unless you're superstitious, you came in the door.
I don't, I'm not.
No, she came in that door.
Oh, did you? Okay, we might as well move on. Well, it's got other. Have we got any other?
We really kinda need to work on
You over that?
these
Update on
updates.
changes.
Yes.
We do, I forgot about that. Why am I keep trying to forget about that?
You keep,
He's,
I did.
cause it's on the back page.
I got it.
Can't put anything on the back page.
Dispatching service, we just handled that. VFIS insurance, we went through that. We're waiting for information on
Tony
it.
should be getting me his completed forms tomorrow, so once I get those, I will get those to Carla.
Okay, what are we doing or what have we done about the fuel?
Fuel, we
situation?
have not done anything, so I called Abel's, they do not have a discount at this point in time. Basically, everybody would get a card, we could kinda control the cards, but you still have, you can have a card and then each individual guy have a PIN number and they put that in, that's kinda how you can keep track of it. Amoco, they've got a credit card, again, it's a credit card, they will give you 15 cents off per gallon at the pump. So that's 15 cents off per gallon. Now, The other option with Amoco is we could open an actual in-house charge account, and they'll give you 10 cents off a gallon. Mike will do that for us. 10 cents off a gallon, which is
Wouldn't it-
basically coming out of his
I-
pocket.
I would-
But you will have to go inside, you will have to fill out the receipt, put the odometer, you know, all that stuff, and then turn it in. And then he will get that to me at the end of the month. I'll go through it, prepare it for bills payable, and
I kinda like that option myself, just because you don't have to worry about a card. BP is one of the only maybe the only 24-hour station here in town.
You don't have to worry about PIN numbers.
You don't have to worry about PIN numbers, you don't have to worry about the thing being out of paper. If you're there in the middle of the night, you know, you're always gonna get a receipt for that.
it's easy to get in and out of.
Yeah, and it's easy access for you guys to get in and out of the truck.
Brandon, what do you think?
I'm
You like that?
down for BP.
You guys, you like that?
So we want to do a charge account with the 10 cents off per gallon, right? You guys will go in.
Board, what do you think, Ralph?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So we need a motion to.
I'll make a motion to accept the
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Phone and
You wanna-
internet.
You wanna let me know when that goes?
I will go out there tomorrow. Yep, got a whole mic.
We still are.
So the phone and internet, we still are not sure who the provider is for the phone. I think there was a gentleman that lived in town and did a lot of things, and I don't know that a lot of paperwork was done, so they don't have a lot of paperwork to follow through with when lines were put in and stuff. I don't know who's taking care of that. The internet is Spectrum. So we have filled out the paperwork on that to get that changed over. I have not heard anything back yet. On the phone, I don't know what
So
you wanna
maybe,
do.
maybe, just a thought, maybe the way to clear it up, if they don't know who's paying or what that is, why don't we just get a hold of Spectrum and let them hook up our phone system and tell the city to cancel whatever they got for us,
Okay.
whoever it is.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. We need a motion for that.
Okay with
Yes,
that?
I need a
I'll
motion to
make a
contact
motion.
Spectrum.
Do we get have to sign a contract with them?
With Spectrum?
We may, I'm not sure.
See
We
what-
were doing a transfer on the internet side to transfer it from them to us. So we filled that paperwork out and I sent that in.
How many phones do we have?
How many landlines do we have?
Just 4405,
Just that one in there?
no
Okay.
fax line, we
You
got
said
rid of it,
something
right?
about a fax at one time, but I don't know if we.
There is a fax machine in there.
Yeah, there is a fax machine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that would be my only question. If we get Spectrum, will it sign a contract? How long a contract will it sign? So on and so forth.
Because I know dispatch faxes us timesheets.
So we need a fax line.
Okay,
So,
What's weird, I mean, from my experience with the hospital, they don't want emails, they want faxes because it's more
Correct.
secure.
yeah.
What about
Yeah.
Sheridan Valley?
What's that?
Sheridan Valley, don't they
What
do
about 'em?
stuff through here too?
We're on the wrong side of the track.
We're on the wrong side of the tracks, that's why they
Yeah.
stopped with the internet.
Yep.
Mhm.
okay.
Okay, so
Trying
I
to
will
make,
take
trying to
care
make
of
it
that
simple,
part.
keep both of them in the same place, if they're affordable. And is our internet service with Spectrum, does it work, is it enough?
Over there it does, over here, not so much.
So we need an extender.
So we need some kind of amplifier on this end.
Well, we
So,
also have these little Wi-Fi boxes.
Right, yeah.
So I
so
don't
why,
know what
is it possible to get,
Those go with the cell phones, don't they?
I would assume so.
I think they,
Yeah,
cause I think we
Wi-Fi or
got
something,
those for the
maybe.
police department and they
Yeah.
had those little Wi-Fi boxes to keep in their
Yeah.
cars with them.
Mm-hmm.
He
Now.
keeps one on that laptop.
Yeah, that laptop that was sitting out there,
It had a box.
it had a box, but it has to go back to the city.
so
Right,
can we get a Spectrum representative to?
those were through US Cellular, cause those were cell phones. But I'll check with Spectrum and see what we can do.
Like a
I mean,
Bluetooth hotspot.
Yeah, it was
is
little,
what it is,
little,
yeah.
yep.
Spectrum has our internet,
Mhm.
Yes.
so internet's what you're questioning, correct?
Yep.
So can we get, somebody from Spectrum to say, come down here and say, hey, this is what you need to do?
Should be able to.
Should be able to, yeah.
So I think we're supposed to make a motion on to,
Really on the phone, I'm just gonna get the information and bring it back to you and see if I can get a guy to come
Yeah,
here, so
okay.
there's really
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay, sorry, we're just holding on that.
our cleaning on LOI, we already decided to.
That was discontinued, I contacted Kathy the next day,
Yeah, okay.
and talked to Courtney, or no, I talked to Kathy, that's right, and we discontinued that. I
Okay,
told her for at least 12 months, see where we were at financially.
Okay, payroll, we've already decided to go with Emily Garris and
Yeah.
do the QuickBook and all of that, okay?
Mhm. So is that what we wanna do then? We want to, have
must have
Emily
missed
do
We need
that.
a
the,
motion,
So who are we on with?
Emily Garris.
Emily Garris,
I think I must have been sleeping.
instead of being
Chapin
so
Road.
here's the thing, we can get an accounting program, a bookkeeping thing through QuickBooks, and it's
Right.
not too bad. If you got the payroll on top of it, it was adding quite a bit more.
Mhm.
If we're only gonna do it quarterly, it's almost cheaper for Emily to do it
Okay.
quarterly.
and then you don't have to worry about taxes.
Right, and she
Exactly.
takes care of that, she takes
Yeah.
care of the W-2s and
I
all of
remember
that.
talking about it, I just couldn't
I
remember
mean, you're-
that we decided.
you're
Well, we
talking-
hadn't, cause,
We
yeah.
hadn't.
Oh,
And you're talking $3,240 annually.
Well, you're looking at $1,000 difference between her and QuickBooks if we
Right.
go with the payroll program for
So what's our preference, to pay this annually, just pay it yearly, or monthly? My preference is to pay it annually and be done with it.
You mean for, well, to depend on the number, it might depend on each month, depending on the number of
employees.
employees that we
Oh,
have.
hell, I'm looking at the wrong one, sorry.
So,
Yeah.
so I'd say Emily has sent us a bill after each time,
Each one.
after each
Okay.
quarter, cause see if
Yeah,
she
if
just
you
does
did quarter,
quarterly.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
yes.
So I
Right.
guess we need a motion.
Sorry, I was reading the
I mean,
wrong
that's
one.
still what we.
So you guys are still okay with being paid quarterly instead of every 2 weeks, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Can she do electronic deposit?
I will check with her on that, once we get it all set up, and I got her on hold, cause I didn't know, what we were gonna do, so.
So
Should be
I'll-
able to.
I'll make a
Should be able
motion.
to.
That would be maybe even cheaper.
It
if
would,
She just
because it'd be paperless.
No paper checks, yeah.
had no papers.
I'll make a motion to go with Emily Garris for, our payroll
Second.
at,
Third.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 7 on the sheet is ADT.
Okay, so ADT, we had the issue with the antenna. Rich texted me today and said, hey, ADT is supposed to be there tomorrow. If I get a text, let me know when, I will send it to you. I said, be great. I talked to Tony while you guys were over yonder, and he said that, he could meet them. I just need to give him a time.
Perfect.
So as soon as I get a time, I will get with Tony.
Just make sure they get an antenna on the outside.
Alright,
That's the holdup. You can't receive the signals from ADT, and that will have to be
Right.
changed, dispatched from it. Go ahead.
That also goes to his phone.
yeah, I
Right.
already said that to
So
Jackie.
I guess when you're there, you might ask them to change that, or have him give me a call while he's there, or whatever
Alright,
suits. I think it's a different person than we had last time.
And you know how that works. It doesn't go to the police department. It comes to you, and then you call law enforcement.
So do we have,
I have his,
okay, his information?
Except for fire, if it's a fire, they call dispatch first.
Right. Yes,
Right.
yes.
but if it's just a, hey, somebody's on your property,
yeah.
Yeah.
Ask for password.
Okay.
Do you know the
You got
password?
Jackie's phone number?
No, I don't.
you don't have mine?
You don't have
I
Jackie's?
texted
Oh,
you.
yeah, you do, yeah.
Text you all the time.
Goddamn.
All right.
You respond to me, Tony.
Ah,
He's the one that always responds.
And then Marion County, I'm dispatching, so
Do you want to get hold of Marion County, or you want me to? It doesn't matter.
If you can, that'd be better,
I
cause
will.
you know what
he
you
knows what he's
want.
asking for, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Do you want me to just go ahead and set the meeting up? Or you want me to wait and get permission from you guys to meet with Marion County 911? Does it matter what day?
don't matter to me.
Okay,
We have a fire meeting next Monday, or this coming Monday.
okay.
Here.
Sometime before Rensselaer.
Sure.
For the 26th?
Which is that, what?
The 26th,
Next weekend.
a week from Saturday.
And
So, on the Rensselaer
21st is
thing,
what?
on the Rensselaer thing,
21st is Monday. That's our meeting.
I'm gonna buy a couple pork loins, and I'll cook the pork loins, and, maybe, I'll make some kind of soup. You said you're gonna make some kind of soup. What we need
I'll
is
make a-
desserts.
Yep.
I don't make desserts. Anybody make desserts? or
Get your
who-
wives up if you're
Well,
married.
Tony won't be here.
Who?
Tony won't be able to be there that night.
That's right.
He's
Ralph.
coming.
Ralph. won't
Ralph
be.
Ralph
won't
won't be
either.
there.
So that counts Sherry out as far as making
Damn, I was
desserts.
counting on her
I
making.
That's
get
what
Rob
he-
to
Sherry
make
can make
something.
dessert, she's not
I need to
gonna,
make
she's gonna be
myself
home. I have to be somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see.
Sherry can make a
Robin-
dessert. How big, what do you want? I'll let her make a dessert. She
Desserts.
makes good desserts.
Yes, she does.
That's
That's what I
what-
told
I'll
her.
tell her make desserts for
Here,
25
Grandma
people.
Rose.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
I'll hit
so,
Rose up. She'll make us some
so,
stuff.
yeah, and
Will
she
she-
makes good
Will she
stuff.
be
Yeah.
reimbursed for her product?
Chocolate Texas sheet cake.
Probably
Is that what
not.
you want?
I'm sure I'm
No,
not
I
gonna be
do it.
I'll
reimbursed
put
for
it on
Rose
her.
makes good
We're on a
chocolate
budget.
sheet
I
cake.
know.
Chocolate Texas.
Okay.
So Todd's gonna take care of a dessert and,
Shit.
Dessert for 25 now, not 55.
Now,
So if you need somebody else for 25 more, go ahead.
no,
I'm just gonna ask my mother-in-law to take care of some of them.
okay,
I'll give her some money and she can whip up something.
and then Sherry's gonna
that would
take
be,
some. And then I've got a soup.
She likes to
vegetable
cook.
soup. I'll grab some
And that's
crackers,
for the
and we need, you want
26th.
water?
She'll just make sure.
Is that it? Just bottled water?
bottled water.
She'll get in touch with you. You can take the dessert down.
Okay. She can come and eat with us.
What are we gonna do for table and chairs?
I would say no more than is gonna be out there. You know, you got a couple tables, chairs out
How many
there.
chairs how many tables you
People
got?
rotating in and out.
We
Right.
got 5, 4,
How many tables you want?
How many tables are out there?
1. I think just that one big round one.
I can hook you up with tables. You just gotta tell me how many you
In
want.
that pavilion?
I just don't think there needs to be maybe another couple tables and chairs, and that's maybe it. you
3 or
know.
4?
Eight
2?
chairs and 2 tables. Cause there's already one table out there that's got 5 or 6 chairs around it.
I'll just go out to Stanley
What are
and
gonna be
I
other
can get
pavilions?
tables. That's easy.
Put it in the, inside the station
In
there.
case it's
Yeah.
rain or something
Tables.
like
Yeah.
that.
Huh?
We
We'll
got
get
several
tables.
chairs
Yeah.
here, but
So, you know,
You just
I
have to
wouldn't
find some
expect all the
chairs.
guys to get out there, but you know, it's a couple trucks or a truck and whatever you all wanna bring out there.
So it just needs to be cleaned and then,
That is-
and there is a bathroom.
There is a bathroom, yeah.
We have toilet paper and stuff in it.
Well, of course.
I'll have to check.
Cam's like, and Ronnie's like, oh yeah.
And there's already a truck out there.
So, well, I looked at the truck, kinda.
Yes, no.
Okay.
Could you bring
Is
something a
that-
little nicer?
That is all.
That is it. Table.
I would make, is that all we have? Anybody got anything else?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Tony?
Okay,
That's
we
it.
are done for the week, correct?
Oh my heavens, yes, we are.